Good afternoon. I was in the midst of trying to, for lack of a better term, relax, and I was met with a shock, which was the release of the Republican, or rather the lower chamber of Congress House Republican tax bill, um, which has been one of their major objectives for the last several months. And I could sit here and critique it, but I know I'm only going to get maybe two people that actually going to watch that. The larger problem, as you can read by that title, is its length. 429 pages, which I'll be frank with you, I'm not going to bother and waste my time deciphering due to there's always this cryptic nature when you read these official government documents. I don't know what that's about, where you try to read them and then all of a sudden they're using terms and words that are of this older context. Someone will say, "'Tis the day of 6th of September," and then they'll have like the year spelled out in letters. So I've had enough strain in regards to that topic. Um, but also think about this: if one thing is taken away from anyone viewing this, the six of you that are here, this should prove without a shadow of a doubt that they will. A lot of these congressional, I think it's both Democrats and Republicans. I'm on nobody's side here. This should prove that they will go out of their way to make things ridiculous for the sake of giving you misinformation and not understanding what's going on. There's no reason for that thing to be that long. And they know most people aren't going to sit there and go, whoa, what's on this page? What's on that page? I could make a series of videos where I just read the whole thing and I do some cartoony voice, and no one is going to want to watch that, and I'm not going to want to make it. And they know that. So what they'll do is say, okay, well, we'll cash in on a lack of attention span for this topic that most people have, which I highly doubt even one person wrote this, so that when we pass this thing, people are not familiar with what's actually in it, and then we can't be accused of lying or telling false truths due to the fact that we put it out there and people just didn't read it. I expect within the next couple of days we'll get some individuals who will take the time and try to sift through. A lot of times when people are working for news organizations, they'll have what is effectively a split of pages. We'll have one guy read 10, another guy reads 20, somebody reads 30, somebody reads another 30. They'll break it down and cut it up and try to find for you the main points. Now, it just came out a couple of hours ago, so we're not entirely connected in terms of what's in it. And it takes a while for the various publications like a CNN, like a CBS, to go and decipher this large document. So I expect in the next few hours to also have something to say about the TYT announcement they have on their candidate for the Senate over here in California, whom for whatever reason they wanted to keep hidden for 2 whole days to keep us suspenseful and wondering and guessing and getting all kinds of excitements, if that's even a word. Probably not. One thing of final note is that there is a serious problem when an entire party can spend, what I mean by that is entire subsection of, because this is mainly the House Republicans. They can do things like this, give you these ridiculously oversized documents that they know you're not going to read, and not expect to get challenged for re-election, not expect to have people protest at their doors. There's a serious lack of just outrage that is shown on the part of these local politicians. Because think about it, if these people do nothing to benefit, it's Democrat and Republican, if they do nothing to benefit you at all that you can palpably see within your own life, why vote for them? Get rid of them. Run yourself. People get mistaken into thinking that, oh man, I don't have the cash or the experience. The problem is the guys with the cash and the experience don't actually do anything that's worth anything. I mean, you look at the fact that Republicans have had the House and the Senate and they can't get anything passed. How does that work? Now, if you remember, under Obama's tenure, he had the opposing party, which is still in effect today, the Republicans, as the majority, which contributed to a lack of passage of his laws. And you can figure out whether or not that would have been good or not. But the point is, things were not passed for a distinctive reason of his party failing to capture a majority in the chambers that would need to do so. Trump has the majority. He's had it for, what is this, 10 months? And still nothing. And this is one of their major objectives. Think about this. By this time next year, it'll be midterms. I mean, if this doesn't show people in those red states and in states that flip that these you are getting a very bad deal for supporting this party, or for at least keeping these exact representatives in there. I don't know what else will. But again, people, for whatever reason, just don't get together and congregate against this. And we'll continue having this problem as time goes on and people choose to not wise up. I understand we all have things we do on a daily basis, but again, if they're not doing anything to assist you or passing anything and they're in control, throw them out. Get rid of all of them. I can't think of any Republican that's in the House right now that I can say, yes, this is what she has done. I can't think of any Democrat that is that way either. They just show up and run for re-election every 2 to 6 years. But that's another argument for later. So I'll have something else up, probably the TYT candidate, when they get revealed. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.